Bayraktar TB2 was developed by Baykar Makina Company. It is a result of the Unmanned Aerial Vehicle Tactical Development Project that was started in 2007 by Turkey's defense industry Under-secretariat. In this video, we'll deep dive into the specifications of the Bayraktar TB2 drone. The Bayraktar TB2 was utilized by the Turkish military during conflicts in Syria and Libya and destroyed plenty of Russian-made Panzer S-1 short-range air defense systems. Stay till the end because we're telling you about the role of the Bayraktar TB2 in the Russia-Ukraine war. Design. The Bayraktar TB2 has a blended wing body design with an inverted V-tail structure. A variable pitch two-blade propeller generates thrust which is mounted between the tail booms and driven by an internal combustion engine fitted to the body. The fuselage parts are mainly built out of carbon fiber composite with machined aluminum parts at joints. Fuel is contained in the bladder tanks and fuel consumption is balanced with solenoid valves. The Ground Control Station, GCS, is based on a NATO spec shelter having redundant command and control systems. The mobile unit supports 3 personnel including the pilot, payload operator, and mission commander. The redundant air conditioners and nuclear, biological, and chemical filtration (NBC) filtering unit of the TB2 is also the part of the GCS. Moreover, the hardware inside the shelter is placed inside racked cabinets. Every operator operates on dual screens with the operator interface software utilized for real-time command, control, and monitoring. Some of you might not know that TB2 is configured with 6 aerial vehicle platforms. These platforms mainly include 2 ground control stations, 3 ground data terminals, GDT, 2 remote video terminals, RVT, and ground support equipment. Every aerial platform includes a triply redundant avionics system. The ground control system's cross-redundant architecture gives access to the pilot, payload operator, and mission commander to command, control, and monitor the platform. Digital flight control systems. The TB2 has a triple redundant flight control system with autonomous taxi, takeoff, cruise, landing, and parking capabilities. If we talk about the computerized flight control system, it is the primary component that conducts the sensor fusion algorithms with the real-time sensor data. Mission-specific controls are handled through the mission control computer system, whereas the electronic power supply of the onboard systems is supported with triple alternators and balanced smart lithium-ion battery units. The camera unit is installed in the tail section to monitor the flight and all the payload data recorded to the airborne data recorder. The sensor fusion algorithms, including an inertial navigation system, allow navigation and auto landing even with the loss of the global positioning system. Prototypes. On May 3, 2014, the drone prototype PT-1 with TCERB registration took its first flight, and a month later, on June 14th, it climbed to a record height of 8,238 meters with a full load. On August 5, 2014, the aircraft cleared its flight endurance test as it flew for 24 hours and 34 minutes, and during this time it traveled 4,040 kilometers, reaching a flight altitude of 5,486 meters. The Bayraktar TB2 was presented to the public for the first time during the Istanbul Air Show in September 2014. Additionally, on November 17th, the trials began on the completed operational kit, consisting of 6 aircraft and 2 control stations, and the aim was to test the parameters of the system and its compatibility with the requirements of the contracting authorities of the Turkish Armed Forces. These trials were a total success, and the first set of drones was delivered to the recipient on November 22, 2014. Another set was delivered to the Turkish Armed Forces on June 16, 2015. Did you know that the TB2's gliding missile MAM-C can pierce through a 200mm RHA steel? The basic type of weapon adapted to be carried by the TB2 is the MAM-L Mini Akil Muhammad laser version of the soaring guided missiles. After dropping, it's able to reach a moving target of up to 8 kilometers from the vector or 14 kilometers from it after installation of an inertial navigation system linked to the GPS. Operational history. The Turkish military used TB2 in counterinsurgency operations against the Kurdistan Workers' Party, PKK, and People's Protection Units, YPG, militants positioned across the border between Iraq and Syria. The The Turkish military used combined UAV and artillery tactics in Syria against the PKK-linked YPG. In March 2020, Bayraktar TB2s, Enka-S UAVs, and an array of Coral electronic jammers were used to strike Syrian army targets on the ground during the Operation Spring Shoes launched by Turkey. The deployment of TB2 was considered a tactical game changer. During the 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh War, Bayraktar TB2s were utilized against the armed forces of Armenia. Azerbaijan used TB2s against the Armenian artillery, infantry positions, and military vehicles such as BM-30 Smerch MLRS, T-72 tanks, BMP-1, and BMP-2 IFVs. If you have reached this far in the video, we would like to thank you. Be sure to subscribe to enjoy more content like this. During the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022, Bayraktar TB2 drones have been used by Ukraine's armed forces against Russian forces and artillery. In January of 2020, the spokesperson for the Air Force Command, Lieutenant Colonel Yuri Ignat, claimed that, quote, Ukraine has approximately 20 Bayraktar drones, and on the 2nd of March, Ukrainian Defense Minister Oleksiy Reznikov affirmed the arrival of additional TB2 drones. On the 27th of February, Ukraine's Air Force confirmed 2 strikes by TB2 on Russian convoys in the Kherson and Zhytomyr regions. According to footage released by the armed forces, TB2 drones obliterated a Russian command post, military vehicles such as tanks and trucks, surface-to-air missile systems including BUK multiple rocket launcher MLRS, and an electronic warfare system. The drone also reportedly destroyed 2 Russian fuel trains. On the 26th of February 2022, 2 Bayraktar TB2 drones were claimed to have been shot down near Shazhtia, and on 17th of March 2022, a Bayraktar TB2 was shot down over Kyiv. These claims were made by Russia along with the release of the images of the drone wreckage. A second TB2 drone was shot down on the 29th of March 2022 in East Ukraine. A third TB2 drone was shot down on the 2nd of April. On the 12th of April 2022, one Bayraktar TB2 was claimed to be shot down by the Russian frigate Admiral Essen off the coast of Crimea. What are your views about TB2 assisting the Ukrainian forces in the long run against the Russians? Do watch our other video on a similar topic, US testing $150 million drone in the ocean.